But do you guys sort of have any questions? I mean, there's probably loads of stuff you think, I have no idea what the hell he was talking about with that, but anything specific? Well, NoSQL databases are different types, but I guess SQL, you've got a bunch of, everything's kind of organized into tables, and those tables are relational. So they're often joined with like a key. So your
primary key.
Exactly, yeah. So these things are mapped, and it can get very, very, very complicated. When you're working with SQL, because of how it works like that, because of the relational nature of the database, you have to really plan and think when you add like new fields.
It's sort of like many to many, the one to many.
Yeah, and this all comes into play with NoSQL. One of the chief reasons for using NoSQL is that it's very, very flexible. So it means that if you want to add new fields in, new mappings, a NoSQL database reflects the document almost as is. So you can see, so if it's a survey, for example, you know, it almost looks like you can almost read it. It's very, very readable. And when you kind of come to add in new fields and kind of, if you need a bit more flexibility in what you're adding, so let's say, okay, oh no, we want to add this thing in. You know, if we were maybe using SQL, we'd have to probably spend a lot of time thinking about how what effect that had on the whole relationships and the mappings of that. NoSQL is it's very much a very loose way of working. It's a lot faster to work that way. I mean, it's also a lot more scalable. MongoDB is really, you can store massive amounts of data. So for surveys, for us, it was really important because you might have like tons and tons of comments on a survey. And if that was SQL, you know, it could get very, very big very, very quickly. So that's kind of, there's loads to it, but one of the primary differences it's probably it's very much a business thing. You know, you might use NoSQL for one thing and SQL because it might be better for something else. So it's really whatever suits really. But NoSQL is very much a looser way of working with data that works better with data that you don't necessarily know what format it's going to take right from the get-go.
So there's not like a strict, like this has to be a number, this has to be a...
No, it's really loose.
Fluid.
Yeah, and that's one of the great things about work. And that's why for business development, for data-driven businesses, it's a really good way of kind of working because you've instantly got that flexibility then to say, okay, well, we don't know quite how it's going to look tomorrow, but we know that we can put it in if we need to.